Okay, making your own physical releases. So you've been busy with your home recording and you want to maybe put your music out in a physical format, a tape, a CD, or even a vinyl record, but you don't have the money to shell out for a company to print all that stuff up for you, or maybe you prefer it when music packaging is kind of unique and handmade. So here are a few ideas to get you started. Keep researching though, there's plenty of ways to do it out there. The most valuable lesson in all this, I think, is one which people overlook or shy away from all the time, which is pretty nuts. This is DIY music making, so just do it yourself. I appreciate that not everyone is great at, sort of arts and crafts, maybe making things with their hands, folding and cutting things precisely, but again, this is DIY music making that's supposed to be sort of rough around the edges. So just take a look at some of the physical copies of music that you have. Look at how they're put together and then just kind of try and make that yourself. Measure up some card, cut and glue it into place, make some mistakes, find a solution to those mistakes and kind of perfect it as you go. All the bands that you see that have managed to put out their own merch in a DIY way, they're not design specialists, they haven't taken a course in it. They've all just measured stuff up and done it and it's worked. So go and do the same. Here's pretty much all you'll need for things mentioned in this video. You'll need some paper or card, a ruler, scissors, pencil, pens, things like that, and a printer. Number 1, cassette tapes. Cassette tapes are one of my favourite formats. It's awesome to see them make a comeback. Why they've came back into fashion again has probably got to do with how cheap they are to make, how good they look when you make them all up, the fact that they're analogue technology rather than digital, so they've got a distinct sound and feel to them, and because they're so adaptable and customizable, so you can make them really attractive to buy. And you can also include download codes in them so people without a tape player can hear the music. They're buying it because it's a cool little artifact to own. The tapes themselves can be bought from companies online in an array of colours and styles. You can get the plastic cases for them too and the little sticky labels. If you do it this way, all you need is to make what's sometimes referred to as a J card, a little insert bit of card, kind of in the shape of the letter J, once you fold it up, that goes in the case. It's home to the artwork, track listings, credits, whatever you want. Check out the template for these below. I first made mine by getting a ruler and measuring how big the bit of paper was. Incredible! You can download templates as well for the stickers wherever you buy them, but beware, I don't think I've ever found one that's completely accurate, so you might have to do a bit of trial and error till you get everything to line up properly on your sticker. Maybe get some cheap tracing paper and print your label designs onto this, first of all, just to check that they line up with the stickers on the sheet, and this will stop you kind of wasting sticker sheets. Once you've got the hang of the J-card design, maybe get creative with it. Add an extra layer of paper, an extra fold, or maybe a few that kind of fold out into a fan. That'll let you put some more artwork and lyrics and images in there. Other options include card cases. One side has to be a bit thicker than the other for the kind of bulky part of the tape, so try roughly measuring out the different sides of the tape. Maybe do a few trials until you get your measurements right and then print the designs onto the proper card. You can even use toilet roll inserts to house a tape. They don't all fit, but a lot of them do. You just decorate or print onto them and then kind of squish them down and slot your tape in. You can get creative as you like with all this sort of stuff. Research ideas online, see what other people have made to package their tapes with, roughly measure it out, hone in your design a little bit, give it a whirl. CDs are still a popular way of listening to music. They're pretty versatile, they're pretty cheap to make. Like cassettes, you can buy the CDs and the cases online, then just measure and make your own little paper or card insert for them. Or you can make a card sleeve, or use those little plastic wallets with a paper insert. One cheap and fun way to do it is the A4 fold method. Find the template below to get started. All you need is one sheet of A4 paper that you print on both sides, and it's dead easy to fold up. All you need for most of this is a ruler, scissors, a home printer, and something like Microsoft Paint or one of the free design software options you can download online, or Photoshop or something like that if you have that. Or instead of a printer, if you don't have one of them, try making some stencils. You can spray paint your packaging, or you can use a lino cut technique. maybe give that a quick Google online to see what that is, or you can carve your own kind of printing blocks instead. For the CD itself, you can buy sticky labels to print onto, or you can make a stamp, or you can even handwrite each one for a bit of a personal feel. There's loads of ways to package CDs. Do some research online. If you're good with a sewing machine, there's people that have even made material ones. Check those out. People have made a million different household and everyday objects into music merch. Some of it you'll find funny, some of it a bit naff, but it can be an effective gimmick. I once saw a cup full of toothbrushes with little download codes hanging from them. I think the album name or artwork had something to do with a toothbrush. Another time it was toy cars, bookmarks, postcards, tiny little plants. Find a cheap item that you can buy loads of that's kind of funny and you're sorted. You can even put your music on USB drives, decorate them and then give them out. Remember, the download code in all of this is your friend. It's a way of suddenly turning any little object into an object that stores music. You can print and download these codes inside other merch items, like if you're making zines, or you could pin them onto little badges you get made up. All of these are fun options if you want to try and get a reaction, capture people's imagination and get them to kind of stop and figure out why someone seems to have set up a desk at a gig selling small hand-painted Lego figures and toothbrushes. And lastly, vinyl records. Those guys are always going to be expensive, so this might not be your first DIY merch venture. But it's good to know for planning in the future that you can make those big card covers that house the vinyl yourself. You can screen print onto them, or lino print and stencil again. You can even pick up old ones headed for the bin at your local record shop and upcycle them into brand new houses for records. It can save you a load of cash when the records themselves cost quite a bit, and it'll also give you and your bandmates and friends something to kind of make yourselves amongst you, have a bit of a laugh while doing it. It's good fun. Cool, that's it. That's pretty much it. You probably could have stopped the video the first paragraph about just measure stuff and make it yourself and get some glue and scissors and do it. But if you got this far, that's good. There's a couple of templates below that will help you get started making your own CDs and cassette packaging. Share them with a friend. Always share your ideas with each other and tips. These things can, although it can be rough around the edges and kind of silly, or it can be quite handmade looking, you can make them look really great as well. They can be something that will make people stop in their tracks and really want to buy your music and engage with it. So it can be as silly or as serious as you want. Go for it.